So this is Street Beats fighting full contact. So here we are. Goes in, grabs, does a stop hit, kick, roundhouse kick. Now he finds the opening, he hits it. Now here's the problem. He thinks he's some tough guy that wants to pick up the other guy and throw him to the ground. But what's he really doing there? Hold on, I can't see. What kind of choke is he doing there? No technique whatsoever. He's just pretty much mowing the lawn. And then he throws these wild hook punches that come with like weakness. Because if you actually just went, whoo, whoo, that's weak. Instead of quicker, speed. But now look, he's sitting on top of him. This guy's not rolling over. I just don't see it. I mean, I don't comprehend this kind of fight. However, this could be the actual street fight that you may get in. God forbid, no. But it could go this way, but it can only go this way if you haven't studied or practiced the martial arts that we study at Bushido. For example, defense and offensive. Everything is to the precise, simple, but there's technique to it. So you memorize the finger jab, the palm strike, the groin strike, the elbow strike, bringing down the neck and underhooking the arm, and knee strike and bulldozer. That's on application that you can use on any one of these techniques, especially when the roundhouse was kicked. And since this doesn't have any real rules, it's semi-rule, but not really rules. But in real life, like that's the way you should do it. The way you've been repping it out and just simplify it in that sense. Because this right here there's just no way. Like it's anything. To me at least. I mean this is to me like an ego like party. Like who's better than who and who can kick, someone's else, you know, butt or whatever. Clearly that guy won. He sat on top of him the whole time.
This guy hits like a tank, man.
He hits like a tank. Yeah. Got a busted lip there.
I'm glad we can all come here and have this opportunity.
You know what? I think I'm going to try this one day. All right, let's see this guy. This guy's name's Brick. Now Kevin. 170. I'm about to beat this guy so bad. It's going down. Showtime star. Glove tapping is so overrated. Just bow to each other. Strike, strike. So he's coming out on the offense really strong. This guy needs to bring him down. That's his only choice. But again, if you trained and you practice the skills you learn at your dojo, you don't need to go through all this. This is unnecessary. You shouldn't be in the ground in the first place. However, we did grow up in the ground. Well, no, we grew up on the ground, basically crawling. So the ground was our friend. So we should be comfortable going to the ground. The problem is that you don't want to go to the ground when it turns into this, as opposed to a BJJ competition where they're doing submissions. This is just get hits in as many as you can. To me, this fight is, I don't know, maybe because my thing is that I look at the art side of martial arts and I feel like I can apply those things in when I need them, or like they're beneficial for me because that's what works for me. But again, like there's that analogy of the toolbox, where there's secret, or not secret, there's tools in there that like are hidden that you pull out once in a blue moon. I'm kind of like once in a blue moon times 10, but I still know what the simplicity is. I just like to make it a little bit more martial arty in a sense. Now, if I was in a street fight like this, I would just apply everything that I've been taught to counter. So, goes here. This guy This guy's leaning back. So he looks like he knows what he's doing. His hands are down. He's getting a little bit of cockiness going on. So front kick, follow up, just one jab. There goes multiple hits, which is good. It goes with the law of three. Hit. See, the dude with the blue shoes, he is striking at nothing. His strikes look good, his jabs and straights look perfect, but he's striking at nothing. Now they end up on the ground. This guy has him in his guard. He keeps breaking his guard. So let's see. Watch his technique. Punch to nothing. Hands are down. Punch, punch, nothing. Swing at nothing. Again. Hands are down. No technique. This guy's got him. I guarantee you the one with the long hair is going to win. Just because he's not wearing himself out. And not just because he's bigger. Just because he seems to know what to do. More or less.
I know you're agile. I know you like to move and weave, bro, but you got to keep your hands up. You got to block. You look great, though.
Now glide it deep. There you go. Big lob. Yep. Put it in there. Sorry.
Been on this trip.
Clean it up a little bit.
Drink. Helps you sleep. Alright, so here's the last round. I believe. So, striking to nothing. Again, I have to point these things out because as a fighter, I'm always aiming for targets that I'm going to hit or I'm going to counter them. You know, now he's trying to put him in some sort of grab because it's not a choke. Because this guy's bear hugging him. Now he's got him in side control. Now just his weight is overpowering him. Hands are down. He gave up. He gave up. Anyways, the whole point of that fight was definitely just not like organized. It doesn't have to be telegraphed or choreographed. It's not what I'm trying to say. It's just use actual techniques. A punch is thrown at you, parry it, then counter it. You know, counter the next attack, parry, buy one, get one, whatever it is. Parry, hit, strike, block, strike. A kick comes at you. I was talking about this with one of the students today. So, a kick comes at you after a couple punches. A kick is thrown, a front lead leg kick or a back leg kick. Now, you back away, but now your job is not to wait. Your job is to return fire immediately because that person's either hoping that he's going to hit you or creating distance. But as soon as that happens, that's your way in because his hands are dropped because he kicked. Because I guarantee you, people drop their hands. And in this case, hands were dropped. So I was telling him, as soon as he kicked, fire. Fire. Because he's going to miss or he's not. Doesn't matter. Attack. Let's see what these two goofballs are doing. Oh, this one's definitely a goofball. This one decided to wear a gi. The street beats. All right. 180.
rounds, and I want to see what I can fucking do.
Let's work.
This is jujitsu combative? No, this is. Okay, now here we go. That's unnecessary. Most commonly will happen in a street fight. You have to be ready for that. We are taught to be ready for that. We train to be ready for that. So we don't end up on the ground like that. Why it's important to pay attention and practice and ask questions on how to get out of these techniques. Right here, he's on mount and he's tiring out his opponent. They get called out for a second there. Hand taps are overrated. All he's doing is punching, counter, stopping, hit, and all that stuff. That's it. So, here's what nobody does. He did a cover block there. It was pretty nice. Oh, he got him in the shin. Better be practicing that with wooden sticks. That guy just looks like he gave up. I don't know. Now he's got him in almost a full choke. He's wrapped around. Is that really necessary? No, but can it happen in the streets? Again, we are trained to avoid these kind of situations. I do know how to get out of them. I do understand these kind of techniques. I know exactly what to do. Maybe not perfect, but I know what to do to get out of them. Because these are real street fights. And if you've ever been in one, you'll know that nothing ever goes the way that you think it's going to go. So that's why I always say you get what you can take. But he's choking him out. He should have tapped out a long time ago. That's an ego thing. We have problems like that. We try to address it in a nice way, but at the end of the day, nobody really cares. Nobody. I have to say it.
Awesome!
Yeah. So, he wore his gi. I mean, he was proud of his organization, and he's a blue belt. I don't know, blue belt, comes before green. So, so he's fighting. Nothing's happening. Hands are down. Punch is not in punching range. I don't waste punches that way. It just leaves your hand open for a trap and strike.
How bad? Where's it coming from? Is it good? No.
We're gonna have to stop it.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it's not gonna stop. No, it's you could have a
Looks like this
fracture,
type,
'cause I'm seeing
the
stuff there and it's not
the
stopping.
fight's
So,
gonna come to an end because he might have busted a couple nerves.
Stop it.
I'll come back.
One by default.
Get to my opponent. Can we do it again? Hey.
Say whatever you want. You want to say whatever you want to camera?
Anyways, we train hard. We train in a way that, prepares us for the real world. So it's important that we know exactly what to do in these situations, because what you're seeing right now is more unorganized street fighting, what could happen in the streets. So we train for this all the time. It's just important that you pay attention. And awareness is the key, because you got to react before they do. So hand tapping again, overrated. So front kick for nothing. It's going straight to jiu-jitsu. So I'm assuming this is a jiu-jitsu guy. He wants to get him on the ground. There is a way to avoid getting on the ground, and I know the way. See, I don't even know what the hell's going on in there. Like, there's no formality, no form. Yeah, that was jiu-jitsu, combative.
50 seconds, say wherever you want, bro.
Time to come back here again and do it all over again.
G-Star, Indianapolis, Indiana. 5'9", 190 pounds. Ready to wreck this dude. Let's get it. 1-0.
It's me again. First round, went to shit. Knock out and hold back. Let my arms down, got knocked out. Not knocked out. Just took a lot of hits to the head. No one knocked me out. Let's understand that.
Anyways, we train, and
5'8", 5'9",
what I get out of it is
5 pounds.
a lot.
Fighting me twice.
And I also cross-train too, which is helpful in a lot of things, especially when it comes to making yourself a better martial artist, well-rounded. Becoming an instructor as well is another aspect of being a sensei and growing in a dojo. And hands are always down. You ever notice that? I mean, it's been drilled in my head for my hands always to be up, like no matter what. When I'm fighting taller opponents, here's the thing. I have to remember to raise up my hands by 1% when I'm fighting taller opponents. So, what I was going to say was, no one sees a lot of different kind of strikes, and I try to create new ways of strikes and new patterns and sequences. For example, I'll just throw it out there. I use my left hand for hook punches now. And as a feint, little secret, I'm using my left hand. And that left hand has worked recently. It came out of nowhere and they didn't think about blocking it because they never saw it coming after the right was thrown.
Let's go. Shout out to my people. Shout
So,
out to my family.
I think that learning what you're learning right now is basically the fundamentals of things that will come together and then add more of the art aspect to it. Where if you were to engage with a fighter that's experienced, you'll now know a little bit of martial arts, not just self-defense. Let's see what these guys do. This guy has his hands up. Oh, Muay Thai kick. Oh, but he's a UFC fighter. I forgot. Oh, yeah, I think I'm talking about the right guy. I jumped into this scene. Nothing's happening here. I don't even know what this is. Just trying to get him in guard. But he opens his guard up. Don't know why. He's trying to put a triangle choke on him. Oh, punched him right in the face. That's really what's going to happen. Keep your guard up. Learn how to bypass that strike by moving the hand quickly and elbowing to the face. So if you were laying down, a punch came down, parry, elbow strike. But you got to know these things. You got to remember these things. Arm comes down to punch. Parry, elbow strike, immediately.
5'9". Last time of the year, we out, man.
So
Started in MMA, believe in MMA.
it's important to know that. So
much about myself. And,
side kicks are good, but you're standing sideways. So sideways is like, you're not really centered with the target. So you're fighting sideways. He's not supposed to see that back leg when you're doing a side kick. And throwing side kicks and spinning side kicks are risky. I try not to attempt any of those kicks unless I know I'm 100% sure that I'm going to land them. And I know that from doing them way, way too much, from studying it and practicing 1,000 times. I know when that opening is. I know when I can do it. I know how fast I can do it. These guys are moving too much, they're wearing themselves out. Created distance there. I would have blocked or caught that leg, even though it was going that fast. Yeah, he caught the leg. Exactly like I said he was going to do. So now he's bringing him into jiu-jitsu. He's got him pinned, clinched, all the... I don't know what homeboy in the gold is doing. Now he's got him in like a guillotine choke. Oh, no. He's almost there. Knee strike. Knee strike. I guess those are effective. I really don't know. It's just hitting bone. This guy's hands are way too moving around. He's tiring him out. He's tiring him out. That's what he's doing.
He's moving backwards, he can't throw any kicks, so I'll ask him. When you're pressing forward, you can afford to let go, as long as you're throwing first.
That's what I said, Coach.
I don't feel you. You good? Boy, you doing this winning. We winning right now. Yeah, you ain't losing definitely, bro. You won that round.
Let's work. Get Charlie. Come on, Charlie. Go, Charlie. Go.
The toilet paper's on the way. Got it, Charlie.
Too big of a swing. Oh, he threw a Conor McGregor there. Spinning roundhouse kick. He's ducking way too much. So that's another thing when you're sparring. You don't want to duck, turn your back, or move your head to the side. You're either going to pay the price of admission, get hit, call it a day. So, and if you're an inside fighter, like me, I fight close range combat. So when I'm fighting a bigger opponent, they're pushing me away. I can't get in. I have to secretly maneuver strategically to get hit so I can get right at their chest and I can do what I need to do to execute my techniques. So fighting bigger people, I would normally supposedly be circling around guerrilla style, mobility, moving all the stuff, But it gets to a point where that's tiring. That's going to tire me out. So I'd rather pay the price of admission, do blocks, consecutive blocks, sort of like in Wing Chun, defense is offense. So I'd rather do that for a little bit while I can sneak my way in strategically in between their arms to get them to ground. But anyways, this is the podcast. This is something that I created and I'm doing right now for fun. I'll talk more about it. Chilling.